Joining us is the Director of Athletics at Jewell College. Dr. Darlene Bailey is here with us now with Tim Crone as well. Welcome, and a good night to be a Cardinal as always. Lots of things to talk about, but I know that Tim spent some time with Jared Cruzy today, and they talked about that good football recruiting class that Jared and his assistants have brought in, and I know he's very excited about that.
Oh yeah, we're really excited about the football recruiting class. I just had somebody stop me right as I walked over here and said, hey, you had 27, that's awesome, and it is really nice to have that many signees on the very first day. Very exciting.
You know, I talked to Jared at length. Obviously, we had a kind of a playbook show like we do during the season, and he said that he really felt like he got his top 5 guys in different positions for those positions. That doesn't happen often. As athletic director, why do you think that happened?
Well, they're extremely organized. I'm not sure I've been around a coaching staff that is as organized as they are. And I think they do a really nice job of passing the net wide in terms of looking at the talent several months ago, but then really narrowing that, putting it in the funnel, if you will. And by the time that they bring students to visit on campus, they have identified students who are a good fit for Jewell academically, who are a good fit for our football team athletically, and they know an awful lot about them. And so when they get them on campus, they know what to say to them, they know a lot about them, they can talk to them about that fit. And so I think that's one reason our yield is very high.
Well, you know, we talked about when we had a chance to chat with you at the last luncheon that they had. And, you know, I think your point, you told me some things I like what you talked about tonight because I learned from you when I talked. You know, we really, at Jewell, you guys really pride yourself on academics. Sometimes the cost is blown out of proportion of really what a student pays here. Maybe you need to get into that and explain that to people, because my point being is, living in the Kansas City area, a lot of people come out and say, well, it's so expensive to go to Jewell. You might want to talk about the percentages and how really it's not really.
Sure. Well, we feel like that the Jewell offers a really quality education, and anything that's quality has a price tag, but you don't always pay the sticker price.
Right.
How many times do you pay the sticker price for a car?
Right.
Not very often. So with the scholarships that are available for students academically, obviously the athletic scholarships that we can offer, and then students qualify for other types of federal and state aid depending upon their personal family situation. Very oftentimes a student only pays 50%, maybe a little bit more. The average is about that of the Jewell tuition. And that's really a pretty good deal for the type of education that we feel that we offer.
Well, that's exactly what Jared recruited too. Talking with him today, you talked about the student athlete and how you guys put a premium on the student. I think, don't you think, I guess my question to you is, don't you think that really you can offer a student probably placement after college maybe a lot better than even a state university?
Oh, absolutely. Well, you know, I just heard something on NPR on the way over here tonight about how a student wasn't able to get the courses that they needed to graduate on time because of cutbacks in state funding. Now, talking about a different state, it wasn't Missouri, but one thing that we offer at Jewell is a 4-year guarantee. If a student comes to Jewell, starts out in an academic major, if they take care of things academically, we will offer the courses to allow them to graduate in 8 semesters. Not every state institution can do that for a lot of reasons, so we offer that. There's also a lot of statistics that back the notion that when a student graduates from Jewell, that their education makes them perhaps more marketable for graduate school, but then also the earning power of a Jewell graduate right out of school is higher than other institutions in our state.
Yeah, I think that what you're saying is that not only football, but your entire program, you're looking for the kid that's not athletically minded. You're looking for a kid that wants to be placed and have a career in life.
Well, we talk to the students. You know, I'm pretty involved in the football recruiting process. I meet with practically all the parents as well, and we talk about life after Jewell and what they're going to do for most of their life, which is their life
the
after
real
here,
world,
the real world, and their job and where they're going to live and who they're going to marry, and you know, a lot of things. And so we look at the future and how their athletic and academic career is a vehicle to get to that future, and that truly is the most valuable thing. And so their education is an investment in that future, and we feel like that Jewell's a pretty good investment, even though for the 4-year period it may cost a little bit more. That investment down the road to be able to get it in a 4-year period and to be able to put yourself in a position of higher earning power right out of college you can do the math, and that puts us in a really good position.
Yeah, and that's a selling point that I think that all your coaches are going out and really recruiting and attracting that type of kid.
Absolutely. And we're looking for the type of student who values that will do well academically, because we do have a rigorous academic program.
Darlene Bailey is with us at halftime. The Cardinals lead 29-12. And let's talk a little bit about some of the sports that are coming up. We're just on the verge of softball, baseball, track and field indoor is going. So there's a lot of stuff going on as always. But let's talk about those spring sports.
There's always a lot of stuff going on. The swim team left this afternoon at about 4:30 for their last 2 meets of the year up in Minnesota. So I saw their bus leaving. I have reminded the baseball and softball student athletes every day this week to remember this weather, because we will not have this good of weather probably in a couple of weeks. But it's been really fun for them, I know, to get out this early in January and to be able to have some great time on the field to get better. And so, yeah, they're going strong. We talked about football, but we also had several student athletes in the sport of soccer sign letters of intent yesterday, as well as track. So all told now, I believe the number is about 57 student athletes that we have signed for the 2012-13 academic year for all of our sports to date, and that's a pretty good class so far.
Yeah, and the National Letter of Intent Day, which was Wednesday, is a big deal and a lot bigger than it used to be when we were NAIA, I'm sure.
Yes,
okay.
I didn't quite hear everything you said.
Well, good. Let's talk about the pep band then, because they're here tonight,
yes,
and that's a big deal.
We like that. We like the pep band.
It's great to have the pep band here. We would love to have them every game, but understand that the students have a lot of activities and a lot of commitments, but it is nice to have live music here tonight.
Well, one question, percentage of athletes that are in your student body, I know is pretty high compared to a lot of colleges. Why don't you talk about that?
Yeah, we're between 35 and 40%.
That's amazing.
Which is very high, but I think that there's a lot of advantages to that for us. There's certainly aren't a lot of decisions that are made college-wide that student-athlete welfare is not taken into account. You would hope that that's always going to be the case, but when we're such a big visible part of the campus, academic decisions about when courses are offered or what types of programs, the needs of the student-athlete population are taken into account. And the students are visible. I walk up on campus, I see all of our students all the time, all of our student-athletes, and it's neat to see a lot of those student-athletes in leadership positions that don't have anything to do with athletics. One of the great things that we offer here is the opportunity for students to get involved in a lot of different things and to excel at that, which again is part of the philosophy of preparing them for life after college, which is to be a well-rounded individual. Did
you know your son's trying to be a movie star right behind your back?
Oh yeah,
why don't you introduce him to us? Go ahead and introduce him.
This is Luke. You want to say hi, Luke?
Hi.
You want to talk to any chicks or anybody out there? You don't have a girlfriend? Come on, man.
He's sporting a new haircut.
I know,
he had to go
good.
get his haircut today because it was starting to look like a Brillo pad. So he's looking pretty handsome.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just played a big game today.
Yeah,
yes, it is. Yeah,
absolutely.
You're teaching him right, man.
Yeah.
Darlene.
Put the radio on.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you very much for coming up. I know it's hard to hear. We appreciate your time.
Okay. Good to see you guys. Let's have a great
Take
second
care,
half.
buddy. Good talking to you.
Darlene Bailey, the Director of Athletics at William Jewell College, has been our guest on the HyVee Halftime Report.